John Batchelor. This is the John Batchelor Show. My trip to Poland. I was there for 3 days. It was a spectacular trip in that many things happened at once. Osama Bin Laden's death, right in the middle of my broadcast. But I went there to visit two of the scars of the planet, Auschwitz and Birkenau, 40 miles to the west of Krakow. And one of the, actually the most upsetting aspects of the death camps is that they're in the middle of a gorgeous agrarian landscape in springtime. The birds, pine trees, the birch trees, and the death camps. Here's Al.
Midnight were the stars and you. Midnight and a rendezvous. Your eyes held a message tender, saying I surrender all my love to you. Midnight brought us sweet romance. I know all my whole life through I'll be remembering you, whatever else I do. Midnight, where the stars and you.
Jeff Bliss of the Bliss Index joins me from San Francisco Bay Area. Jeff, the news of Bin Laden, his death, came right in the middle of my broadcast, and I turned from talking about Holocaust Memorial Day, which is why I was in Poland and Krakow to celebrate annually with many people the Holocaust Day, and also the March of the Living, which is tens of thousands of young people, mostly Jews, who come there to walk the 3 kilometers from Auschwitz and Birkenau. And it's upsetting, and it's challenging, and it's grim, and at the same time, it's invigorating to see young people learn and look to never again, which is the lesson. And then came the news of Bin Laden, and I thought, well, this is a turn, another devil gone. And I was happy with the irony. Here we were dealing with the devils of the 1940s, and a devil in the 21st century was gone. But now there's a twist, Jeff, and I call upon your ironic response. The New York Times has a headline, and I've seen it in other papers around the world, that Bin Laden was unarmed. And the detail here that is striking is that the unarmed part did not come in the first explanation of the attack in Abbottabad. The revelation now, 24 hours later, is that when the American shooter broke into the room, his wife was with him, and he was there. She, in some fashion, moved to block the shooter, was shot in the leg, and then Bin Laden was shot once in the head and once in the chest. Unarmed. There's some language about resisting, but I don't really understand how that can come to anything logical. Is this a problem, Jeff? What's your reaction to the word unarmed when a man is murdered, shot, killed, executed in that fashion?
I think I'm going to use the voice of Larry Johnson, our favorite former CIA State Department counterterrorism guy, and answer with one word: so. But, you know, really, here's what officials are saying right now is that they said, look, the assault force was told to accept a surrender only if they could be sure he didn't have a bomb hidden under his clothing and pose no danger. And you have, I think, John Brennan basically saying, you know, or other people, other officials saying, look, the only way he was going to come out alive is if he came out of there, you know, stripped naked, so we would know that he didn't have anything on him. So, you know, they said, look, these guys who came in, the door kickers, as they're called, SEAL Team 6, these guys know how to handle hostage situations. They're very, you know, they discriminate with how they shoot, what they point their weapons at, and I'm sure that they were very careful about what they were doing, and I'm also sure they were very deliberate about it.
So, at this point, your response is process, not the word unarmed.
I think this is what happens when you're dealing in a situation, where it's close quarter combat, when the possibility exists that this man could be wired for explosives or have hidden weapons. We always saw the photos and the videos of him in the robes. What could be under there?
One more try. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was captured in Pakistan in 2003. His interrogation at the center of huge controversy, and we will continue about that, about how much they gained from Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and his kindred with enhanced interrogation at Gitmo. But if he had been shot in the head, we don't have Bin Laden.
That's right, but I think you're also looking at two different scenarios here. While I'm sure that the people who were dealing with that situation, those Special Forces operators, had the ability to protect themselves and those around them, that it was more important to get that asset because he would be the one that would lead them to the most wanted man in the world, Bin Laden. When you have Bin Laden right there, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen.
Wouldn't we like to know what he would have said, Jeff? Aren't we curious?
Well, I think, of course, we're curious, and we would have liked to see him scream under the harsh lights of some sort of,
enhanced interrogation, yeah.
Yeah, or not even enhanced interrogation in the light of public, but the other thing is when he'd be out in public in a trial.
Right, I understand. Yes, you're right.
Make a show of it.
Yes. Jeff Bliss of the Bliss Index, unarmed. That's the New York Times word, unarmed, during raid, unarmed. I'm John Batchelor, also unarmed. Jeff Bliss is unarmed. Good night.